Hello, and welcome to Brand Clarity by Visions2images, where we focus on strategy and business development for entrepreneurs at all different levels through branding and digital marketing techniques. Susie Liberatore is the founder and art director of Visions2images Creative Services, LLC. For the last decade, she has personally been instrumental in bridging gaps between the global digital market and neighborhood locations for some of the biggest brands around. Growth is possible for even a single location with the right professional branding techniques and Susie's signature strategies of Visions2images. Stand out from your competitors and bring your visions to life while watching your sales skyrocket. Your host for this is Susie Liberatore, owner of Visions2images. Hello, everybody. Today on the podcast, I have Dale Hansen, and he is with Family Hearing and Balance Center right here in Northeast Ohio. I'm excited to chat with him today to talk about hearing. It's not a topic many people always like to talk about, but there's so many great factors to hearing better. So I would love to introduce to you guys Mr. Dale Hansen.
Thanks, Susie. It's an honor to be here and put the information out and to have a little talk about it. So yep. I don't get a chance to do this often. So
that's all right. That's awesome. You're a great man. I got you on here because you're a great face for the brand. I know you have such an incredible backstory, but tell me how you got started a little bit with the hearing better.
Sure. My previous job that I had was I was a paramedic and a paramedic supervisor for about 30 years, and that's a young man's game. So I really had to actively look for something that was not going to blow my back out because a lot of gentlemen my age, physically, they just can't handle it anymore. So I met Dr. Rykowski, and I told him what I did, which was networking and working with medical professionals. And he said, well, I have an audiology group that I need help with. You can come and you can manage all three of my offices. We only have two now after this pandemic, but I sat with him for the first year and we started working with other medical professionals. I went to see doctors, general practitioners for other people. I started learning more about hearing health and wearing hearing aids, which I found out that I needed as well because sitting below that siren for so many years, I developed a hearing loss and a little bit of tinnitus, which is ringing in the ears. And so he said, why don't you come and work for me? And here it's about 12 years later and I'm still here. So
yeah, that's an incredible story. So amazing. And so many people probably don't even realize they need it, right? There's so many factors to consider when you get the hearing aid. Well, tell us a little bit more about all of the different ideas and features that you guys have as well.
Well, sure. I was finding that I was invading people's personal space to understand what they were saying. I was asking for repeats in what they were telling me. Sometimes I was getting the conversation completely wrong. On my phone, I couldn't hear people. I had to have it in my good ear instead of my bad ear. And I'm finding that other people are having the same thing and they cope.
Yeah.
Because you're not squinting to look at a book. You have coping mechanisms to try and really survive, and you really can't hear very well. The technology that they have out there is very minimal. It's not very intrusive on the ears. It's not like you're wearing a pair of elephant ears or a big funnel to try and hear people. And with the technology today, you can get as close to real hearing as you can get. And the technology helps you hear on the phone better, hear in crowds better, hear in quiet situations better. They also have programs that they can add into your hearing aids to where the tinnitus or the ringing in the ears, it sends therapy through the hearing aids for that. You can have folks that want to be able to access their phones easier. And like what I have now, the phone rings, it goes into my hearing aids. I push a button. I can talk to them on the phone and I don't even have to pull it out of my pocket or pick it up while I'm driving in the car. So
that's crazy. That's a huge feature.
Yeah. And if once I get into my car and I use the Bluetooth function, my hearing aids know that I now am in my car. It'll automatically go to the speakers that's in the car. So I don't even have to touch anything.
Wow.
So if the phone rings there, I can answer through my car function.
Technology has come so far. That's truly incredible to hear. I really didn't know that. And I think of the old fashioned hearing aids, when they were the big kinds, and they're, like you said, like the earring almost kind that was in your ear.
Yeah. And the warranties are much better. You can get 3-year warranties where if you get out on the golf course and all of a sudden your hearing aid is gone.
Oh my goodness.
How are you going to find it? Well, they have functions on your phone. You can track it down like Find My iPhone. But if you don't have that and that's not working and you find it ended up in the lake, or a squirrel has it up in a tree, you have coverage for that. Or you have a year of office visits, you have a year of batteries, and then folks are really being able to reconnect with the people that's important to them. Sitting in a restaurant and not being able to hear what's going on, you disconnect.
Yeah. So you and I have talked about that when it came to your marketing and stuff. We were talking about your target audience. And one of the things I remember is you can't have those connections and that conversation with your loved ones and your family just because if you can't hear, there's not that connection. And we use that a lot in some of your marketing pieces. So it's so important.
Sure. One of my best experiences was I had a friend of mine, her father has dementia, and she said, "Can we help him?" As soon as we fired up the hearing aids, he was asking questions.
Oh my goodness.
Talking about sounds he hadn't heard in a while.
I love it.
She emailed me and she said, "This is the best Christmas we've had in years." And we're making Christmas cookies together because he's reconnected with the family. And she said it was the last great couple of years before he passed away.
Oh my goodness. What a great story that is. Oh,
yeah.
That gives me chills. Yeah, my grandpa, he had dementia too, and I think he had hearing aids as well and stuff. It'd be interesting to see how it's changed over the years for sure. But yes. Hey, let's stop for just 1 second during this podcast episode. I know you're so excited to get back and listen, but I wanted to chat with you and talk about how we really work with businesses. What we really do is we dive in and we ask so many questions. We go through a series of questionnaires and extensive research to really help you get a clear, identifiable plan of action that needs to happen for your business. If you want to hear more about this, go to visions2images.com, click the Contact Us button, and we will be happy to set up a time to chat more. So tell me what you're kind of excited about as far as either personal life or your business life. What are you excited about right now?
I'm excited to see people again.
Absolutely.
This pandemic has been really tough on patients. It's been tough on my people that work for me, the people that I used to be able to see and connect with. I mean, I probably didn't wear my hearing aids for over a year here. And now I'm finding that I'm putting them back in. I'm having lunch with these folks that I haven't seen in a year. Patients are walking in. They're excited to go and see family members as the summer days are coming here. So they're excited to travel and talk to them. And it's really about being alone and by yourself. And you wonder what's going to happen here. And you just want to be healthy too. People are getting through this and now they're excited to get out again.
No, so, I agree. That's in person is so much more amazing. It's so incredible to be in person with so many different things, whether it's networking, eating out with your friends, eating out with family, going on trips, traveling. I mean, I love seeing everybody being able to have that life back to normal, I
had a great walk with my buddy this past Sunday, and we were talking about how really the connection, the cure to any kind of addiction is not sobriety. Sobriety is the result. It's the connection with folks, connection with meetings, connection with church. My church was the normal has been in 12 months.
Yeah, so. Thanks. Absolutely. Like being virtual is just something else. Like it's okay for the time being, and we do a lot of virtual meetings and stuff. But at the same time, being in person, there's nothing like it. And so whenever I get the opportunity, I absolutely go in person whenever I can. Obviously, it's a little tough sometimes, but we make do. And I mean, I keep a lot of my clients virtual just because they're all over the place, and it's easier to not have to drive around just for one little meeting here and there. But when it comes to the larger stuff, I'm totally all for it and in person. It's exciting.
I'm excited for Family Hearing and Balance Center, which is our Akron location, and Cardinal Hearing Centers, which is our Northfield location, that they are helping people. These are folks that you can trust. I put my reputation on that, and that they are helping people connect with their jobs, with people that's important to them, with where they worship and where they want to travel this year. And so they're coming in and they're getting tuned up, and that's exciting to watch. So this is probably the busiest quarter we probably had in about,
Wow.
I would say, 10 years to help people get reconnected. So
that's so amazing. I love it. I just love it. Yes. It's good that they're coming back around and they're reconnecting for sure, because everybody needs to be reconnected. So
sure.
tell me, if you could give somebody advice, let's say give somebody hearing advice, what would you kind of give them if they were like, well, I don't know, I'm losing my hearing, I don't know what to do. I'm sure you get that often. So what advice would you give somebody?
Go to somebody that you trust to send you to somebody that you trust, and at least walk through the door and get the first test. That's covered under plethora of insurances.
Okay.
To get that first test done, and then you'll have a groundwork, and you'll have a good idea of where you are. And it should not be a hard sale the first time. It should be like, this is what we recommend. Go think about it. Here's some brochures. Let me make another appointment for you. We'll come back in and we'll talk about it, and then you can make some rational decisions, educated decisions. And it should be somebody that can tell you how most of this, what your benefits are. For people that are not talking about benefits and want cash on the barrelhead, that's people to be careful of, because there is benefits out there. Most of the insurances are covering it, and we're not about that. We're about that you're hearing better, then your hearing health is proper, and then we'll help you work out the rest of this stuff. And if you have no coverage, we have a minimal through Wells Fargo. They have loans that they can give at like 0% for so many months. That can be an option for you. Or if you want to think about it for a while, we'll see you in a year.
Yeah.
But if your hearing's fine, we'll tell you your hearing's fine.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. One of my biggest things is always being honest and trustworthy. I mean, so many times people get burned and turned, and they go through bad situations, whether it is through doctors, through marketing firms, through whoever. A lot of times people can make nickel and dime you. They can overcharge and underdeliver, all of these things, and just keep selling to people all the time. So I love that you touched on that. One of our missions and goals is we're very honest and trustworthy and authentic. So we really stride in that as well. And that's why I think we're a good pair when we work together, because we are totally very honest with one another all the time. And I love that.
Yep, I love it too. I love it too.
Okay, Dale, is there anything else you wanted to share with the audience?
No, this has been fun. Thanks for asking me to hang out with you for a few here. It was a good time.
Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. All right, we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody, for listening in on today's Brand Clarity episode with Susie Liberatore. 2 things. First and foremost, please, if you liked this episode, please subscribe and leave some positive reviews. Also, don't forget to sign up for Stop Sending Your Customers to the Competition and get my insider secrets to compelling branding that converts. You can find that at branding-bridge.com. It's a free workbook for you to check out right now. All of the branding techniques and strategies that I use for my paying clients.